Okay, so in last few videos, we have understood the concept of if statement. We have understood how to make use of if, elif, and else. What is the significance of indentation in Python, and what is the importance of setting up a condition in if as well as in elif. Okay, for understanding the concepts better, we had taken this simple example of checking which is the largest number among the two. So if you could just recall, we had taken these two variables A and B, in which we had asked the numbers number 1 and number 2 respectively from the user. Then we had checked in the first condition in front of if whether A is less than B. If so, we had said that second number is greater. If the condition A greater than B was true, then we had printed out first number is greater, and if both the conditions were false, then we had executed the part which was written inside else. Okay, but it was a bit theoretical. Okay, like it works like this and that, but how actually the compiler, how actually the Python takes care of the decisions, let us see that now using a very cool tool, actually I would say, in Python, which we are about to see. Okay, so in this video we are going to see a very handy feature of IntelliJ IDEA, which is called as debugger. So using this tool, we are going to actually understand how IntelliJ IDEA or Python thinks in the background. Okay, so let us just go into our code and look into it. So what we are going to do is, so this is our code. Let us just right click over here. So we know how to run our code, but right below run option, there is another option which is debug our program. Okay, so we are going to click over that. So as soon as you click, the debug option will open. One more thing that I want to tell you is that if you are using Windows operating system, there will be one pop-up that will come in front of you. Okay, so if you are using debugger for the first time on Windows, this pop-up might come in front of you. Okay, so you'll have to take the proper actions. Okay, so actually it is what you'll have to do in this pop-up is that you'll have to check this private networks block. Okay, so which I have already done. So you'll have to check on that block, and after that you have to click on this allow access. Okay, so after doing this only, your IntelliJ IDEA will be able to make use of internet for doing the same. Okay, so if this pop-up comes out, just click on this network options, network private networks, first block, check on that, and then click on allow access. Okay, so after doing that, this output window, like we always have, same kind of output window will appear in front of us. One more thing that will be different will be, it is saying right now that PyDev debugger it is making use of. Okay, and like what we have in the output window, it is again asking me for the first number. I will put the number as well. But one more thing that you will have to do while using debugger, okay, other than the output window, is that just understand why we are making use of this tool, or what is the purpose of this tool. This tool basically tells us how the IDE or Python executes our code stepwise. Okay, so that is the purpose of using this tool. So what one thing you'll have to set up first is that you'll have to tell from which line onwards you want to check the stepwise execution of the code. Okay, so to do that, one thing that you'll have to do is at from which point you'll have to, or you want to check the output of our code, how the Python behaves, just click over that particular line. So this red dot, as you can observe, will appear at that particular point. This is also called as a breakpoint. Okay, so at this point, or from this point onwards, your debugger will come into picture. Okay, so that is the one thing that you will have to make use of, because I want to see the execution of my code from this if point onwards. Okay, other code will also execute. The only thing is that debugger will come into picture from line number 3. Okay, because I want to see how the Python is behaving from that point onwards. You can set it at any point you want. Okay, so what I will have to do right now is that now in the window it is asking me, it is executing the first line of code. Okay, it is asking me to enter the first number. So like we had done in the earlier case, I will put suppose number 9. Okay, I hope it is visible. Okay, I have put number 9, so I'll press enter. As soon as I press enter, it is asking me again second number, so there is no difference in that. Suppose if I put number 5 and if I press enter, just observe what happens now. Now we have reached to our line number 3. Okay, and now the debugger will come into picture. That is why, as you must have observed, we were earlier at the console pane. Okay, so this was the console pane where we generally see our output. Okay, so the Python or the IDE has switched from console pane to debugger pane. Okay, so now the debugger has come into picture. Okay, so as you can observe, I'm not able to zoom it in. Okay, so you must be observing here, it is showing us the inputs that were taken. Okay, and the values to our variable. So it is showing right now here that a is equal to integer value 9, and it is now showing here that b is having integer value 5. Okay, now we are in the debugger pane. Okay, just remember that. So we are having our values over here. It is showing us which value the user has entered. Okay, so because we had set up our breakpoint at line number 3, from now we can check how step by step the Python is going to execute the code. Okay, to check that, there is one option in this debugger pane which is step over. Okay, there are various options, we are going to see them with the course. But time being, just remember, or we are going to make use of the step over option. Okay, so if I just click on this for once, just check what will happen. And okay, so as soon as I checked over it, it skipped the second line. Okay, and it went to elif. Okay, because the values that we had entered 9 and 5, as you can observe, and if you can observe in this window as well, it is showing over here also. Okay, so 9 and 5. So because 9 and 5 values were entered, this if condition was false. A is not less than b. That is why it changed to, or it went to this elif statement. Okay, so if I just again press over it, if I again click on this step over, just observe what happens. Now it goes inside elif. Okay, so in earlier case when we had clicked on if or line number 3, it didn't go inside if block. Okay, because the condition was false. But because now in the elif statement the condition is true, that is why the Python has gone inside that particular block of code where we have written first number is greater than second number. So let's just observe what happens if I click over again. So if I click over again, the program will stop executing because the program has done its work. Okay, so that is what we were getting. And if you want to check what was the result output given, so you'll have to switch back to this console. Okay, so if I just check back to console, it will show me that the first number is greater than, I just zoom it in, the first number is greater than the second. Okay, so this was our desired output. Let us just rerun this for different set of inputs. For that, I'll just delete this, and I'll just remove the breakpoint again. Okay, so let us just debug it again. I'll right click over my program. I'll put on debug. Okay, I'll click on debug. The pop-up will not show again. Okay, because we have already allowed the access for that. Okay, and the debug pane is open. Still we are in the console pane. It will switch to debug pane after setting up the breakup point. So again we will set our breakup point here on the line number 3. Okay, so I'll have to just execute the first 2 lines of code, then it will switch back to debug. Okay, so I'll just zoom it in so that it will be visible. Okay, so it is asking me to enter the number. Suppose if I enter number, now we will change the condition. Okay, earlier we had given 9 and 5. Okay, I'll suppose now give first number as 5. I'll press enter. It is asking me for the second number. Suppose if I give 9 now, now again observe what will happen. Okay, so we have reached to line number 3. The debugger pane is open. It is saying that a value is 5, b value is 9, and now we can check the step over option to check how the Python is going to behave. Okay, so if I click over this now observe it is going inside the block because this line number 3 condition is true. Okay, because now the b value is greater than a, that is why it has gone inside it. And if I just click over it again, step over, the program will end. Okay, because we have found our true condition. So if I just switch back to console menu, I will find that I have got my required output, which is second number is greater than the first number. Okay, now for the last time, let us just check it for equality. Okay, so I'll just remove the breakpoint again. So if I just debug my program again, okay, so we are in our console in the console it will ask me for the first number. So suppose what we had done earlier, I'll put number 7 as my first number. I'll put before that we forgot upon this breakpoint. Okay, so the breakpoint is important. Okay, so I have given my number 7 as my first number. I'll press enter. Again, it is asking me for second number. Again, I have given 7 number. Again, I will press enter. Okay, so we know what the output is going to come. For both the numbers equal, it should execute this else part. Okay, let us just check whether the Python does the same thing using the debugger. So in the debugger pane, we are right now in the debugger. It is saying that a is equal to 7, b is equal to 7. So if I just click on this step over option, just observe, from if statement line number 3, it has directly gone to line number 5. Because the first condition was false, it is going to check whether the next condition which is written inside elif is true or not. So if I just click over again, just imagine what is going to happen. Now observe that it has gone directly into the else part. Okay, because there is never a condition in front of else to be checked. So it is directly going to execute whatever it is going to be written inside else. If I press step over again, it is going to execute. It is now at that line, but it has not executed it. As soon as I press step over again, it is going to execute the code. And if I check the output in the console window, I will find that both the numbers are equal. Okay, so I think you have understood what is the use of debugger and why it is being used. It is a very handy tool to use to understand how the logic behind the IDE works, how the Python thinks, and you can check this to practice upon various conditions and various codes. There is one more thing that I would like to show you that will really help you while programming. Let us just see that in the debugger again. So this is our code. If I just debug it again, okay, so we are in our debugger pane. I'll just set my breakpoint over the same line that we had done earlier. Okay, so let us just give our first number as again, suppose anything 4. Okay, and if I press enter, and it is asking me for second number, if I give it as 6. Okay, and if I press enter again, so we are now in our debugger pane. Okay, so what we have learned till now is that we can make use of this step over function to check the sequential or how the code is going to execute. One more thing is that what you can do instead, or what we can do also, is that at line number 3 where we have set up our breakpoint, we can evaluate that particular line manually. Okay, so how you can do that is that there is this option to evaluate expression. Okay, so what you can do is just click on that. So this window will appear in front of you that will allow you to evaluate expression. Okay, so because we know that our a value right now is 4 and b value is 6, what I can do is I can check various conditions at this line number 3. Okay, I can check various expressions. Okay, so just for simplicity said, like, let us just first check this condition only. Okay, which is a less than b. Let us just see what comes out. So if I just put a less than b over here, okay, so what, and if I just click on a less than b, I have put that condition as a less than b. After doing that, just click on evaluate. Okay, so what it is saying is that it will tell me the result here. It is saying that result is equal to true. So for given inputs, it is going to check for that expression. So because a is less than b, because I have given a value as 4 and b value as 6, it is giving me output as true. Okay, so instead of a less than b, suppose if I check now a greater than b. Okay, so I am going to check now this second condition, a greater than b. Let us just see what result will come out to be. Now the result will show that it is false. Okay, why it is false? Because the value of a is not greater than b. Okay, that is why it is showing the answer as false. Another value that we can check at this point is that a is equal to b. Okay, we are going to check whether the a and b are equal or not. Okay, so if I just click on evaluate, it will again say me as false because a is not equal to b. So this is one of the tool in the debugger that you can make use of to manually check the expressions at any line. Okay, so that will be really helpful. Rather than just clicking on the step over function, you can make use of this evaluate function to check your conditions when the program will get a bit complicated. In this simple program, this might not be that handy, but for complicated programs, this will be very handy to check for various expressions. Okay, so let us just close this down. And one more option here is that if you want to terminate your program, okay, I don't want to go ahead with the program. I'm done with checking my output. So there is this red option, or which is called a stop the program. So if I just red square, I would say. So if I just click over that, it will stop the execution at that point. Okay, so I can delete that, and the execution will stop. Okay, so I think you have understood what is the significance of debugger and when to use it, why to use it, and how it will be helpful for you while learning the coding. Okay, so okay then I will see you in the next video.